Keyless, and have you seen the competition?
After I saw the price on Taurus, I said, in your dreams.
Step up to the Buick Regal, $279 a month at your Southern California Buick dealer.
California's gonna love this car.
Buick is America's ride.
DWI cop gets promoted. Watch the next current affair.
Meet the Press is sponsored by the Archer Daniels Midland Company. ADM, supermarket to the world.
There's a race going on in this country, and the stakes are high. It's a race to save one of America's most precious resources, our topsoil, from a disaster that could ultimately threaten the survival of our civilization. In just 100 years of deep plowing, half the topsoil in much of our most productive farmland has been blown or washed away, severely threatening our ability to grow the food we need. Today's farmers are gearing up for the race by turning from deep plowing to an innovative practice that reduces soil erosion as much as 92%. It's called no-till, and compared to conventional plowing, it saves labor, time, and fuel while preserving water quality and helping protect the environment. By adopting such practices now, we can save our topsoil for countless generations to come. And thanks to the American farmer, we're gaining ground every day.
The day before our big trip, Frank announced we had to stay at hotel chains.
Are you serious, Frank?
Absolutely not, Frank.
No way, Frank. We expected boring cookie-cutter hotels courtesy of Frank's new budget. But AT&T Sheraton was no ordinary hotel chain. But we decided not to tell Frank that.
It's grueling, Frank.
It's a tough job, Frank, but somebody's got to do it.
ITT Sheraton. Our world revolves around you.
The event is a canoe kayak slalom race. We built an entire new river in the middle of wilderness. No water, no electricity. Xerox has produced these documents. The large format documents showed all the elements on it. We're all working on the computers, so when we come out here, all the plans come together on the wide format documents. When the water was released, it was awesome. The athletes are just ecstatic. They take the same site plan, get down to the river, and see how they're going to take that turn around that gate.
Xerox and the Olympic Games. A simpler way to do good work.
No matter how you try to squeeze it out or pour it out, you can never get the fat out of sausage. Try all-vegetable breakfast links from Green Giant with 81% less fat than pork sausage, so you get the flavor, not all the fat. Cook up hamburger and you get a whole lot of something you don't even want. Try all-vegetable harvest burgers from Green Giant. They've got far less fat than hamburger, so you get the flavor without all the fat.
Every second of every day, there are 3 new mouths in this world to feed. Hundreds of millions more by the year 2000. And the majority of them will be born in countries where malnutrition is already reaching alarming proportions. Right now, the world has the food and the resources to conquer hunger. But it won't happen as long as we continue to look the other way. ADM, supermarket to the world.
To experience the true joy of cooking, it must be pursued with reckless abandon and total disregard for the inevitable splatters, spills, squirts, and the occasional splash. Fortunately, GE's profile cooking appliances have ingenious quick clean features like lift-top ranges, self-cleaning ovens, easy wipe surfaces, and sealed burners, so they clean with just a wipe. GE's profile appliances are so easy to clean, they take the joy of cooking to new heights.
That's right, my friend. Giant man-eating goldfish.
Sorry, darling, it looks like sushi again tonight.
My first objective is coal and electricity, the key to energy. Next, the cities. Cities mean buildings, and buildings mean bricks and cranes. Then roads and highways. To build them, I need asphalt, concrete, and aggregates. Finally, trash will answer to me, because I will own the plastic to make the garbage bags.
Sorry, old boy, the people I work for have beaten you to it.
What? The Secret Service?
At my age. Don't be silly.
Well, who then?
Why, Hanson, of course.
Oh, Hanson!
What do you suppose is eating him?
Every time you make a long-distance call, AT&T sends out a signal to check the quality of the line, automatically routing around trouble before you've even finished dialing. Because at AT&T, we don't just say your calls get through. We guarantee it.
Linda, I'd like to bounce an idea off you.
AT&T, for the life of your business.
Meet the Press is sponsored by GE. From plastics to financial services, we bring good things to life.
This is the hand that turned on the light, that lit up the desk where the idea was born for a quieter jet engine that flew the technician who works at the power plant, which produces its energy far more efficiently as it lights up the city and powers the hospital with its life-saving images where Sam was found healthy, in time for the game, held under the lights and broadcast to millions by a communication system designed with precision and shipped by powerful locomotives that passed by a factory that helped build a car with advanced thermoplastics that sits in the drive at the home of Patricia, who went to the fridge and got a drink for her dad, who works in the room where he turns out the light as he puts his young daughter to bed.
Every day, GE technology touches the lives of just about everybody.
Bob and Judith Akers looked forward to the day they could retire to a little business by the sea. No easy project to take on alone. Fortunately, a Dean Witter broker was there to help them chart the proper course.
Each individual's dream is unique. So too must be our solutions.
Now the Akers not only have a place they can call home, others can too.
Be back at 10.
We'll leave the light on. At Dean Witter,
we measure success, one investor at a time.
It's never been done before. We looked at the Olympics as if it were a business.
We've analyzed every document and created a master inventory of every document that runs the games.
We've identified some groups that are essential to building this database, and we had to do it quick.
It takes over 2,000 publications to run the Olympics.
We put millions of documents, millions of images on optical disc. Now we have an archive, and we can share that with the next Olympic Games. We hope that we can hand off a true legacy.
Xerox and the Olympic Games, a simpler way to do good work.
More of Meet the Press live from Atlanta after this brief news and weather update.
Good Sunday morning to all of you. Here's a look at some of the news this Sunday morning. Terrorists again struck in Jerusalem, and the Israeli cabinet has ordered a wide-ranging crackdown and intensive new security. In a bloody repeat of last Sunday, a bomb exploded on a bus in the capital city, killing at least 19 people. The militant Islamic group Hamas has claimed responsibility once again, and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat has outlawed paramilitary groups in his territory. In other news this morning, Bob Dole's decisive win in South Carolina has re-energized his campaign for the Republican presidential nomination. Dole did well with religious conservatives who many thought would go for Patrick Buchanan. Buchanan finished second, followed by Steve Forbes, then Lamar Alexander. Puerto Rico's primary is today, and 9 states choose delegates later this week. Republican Senator Alphonse D'Amato is unhappy with some of Patrick Buchanan's campaigning. He says it offends many people, and he wants an apology. D'Amato also says he may try for sanctions against some Clinton administration officials for providing information to his Whitewater committee too slowly. And hundreds of Bosnian troops may be in training in Iran. Today's New York Times quotes 2 unidentified Bosnian government officials in Europe as their source. Iran is a major supporter of Bosnia since both nations share an Islamic heritage. Flowers, prayers, and tears as Cuban Americans remember 4 men lost to Cuban fighter jets north of Havana. Wreaths were tossed into the Florida Straits, but rough seas kept a flotilla from reaching the spot where the 2 planes were reportedly shot down. Meanwhile, at Miami's Orange Bowl, thousands showed support for the Flyers and called for an end to Fidel Castro's regime. And Philadelphia's Roman Catholics are mourning the loss of John Cardinal Kroll, who died this morning. Kroll was considered a church conservative, but he did speak out against nuclear weapons. He led America's 6th largest archdiocese for 27 years. Stepping aside in 1988, he died at age 85 after a long illness. Let's look at some of the news this Sunday morning. Now, back to Tim Russert in Atlanta.
This GE compact fluorescent bulb gives you soft, warm light. Take the ball, Jamie. It's an energy-efficient bulb that lasts year after year.
Hit the ball, Jamie.
Up to 9,000 hours longer than an ordinary bulb.
Outside with the ball, Jamie.
So it won't need to be changed for about 7 years.
Hey, Jamie, how many grown-ups does it take to change a light bulb? Change a light bulb? Why would anybody need to change a light bulb?
The revolutionary GE compact fluorescent bulb.
I will build a motor car for the great multitude, constructed of the best materials by the best men and women to be hired. Any person making a good salary will be able to own one and enjoy, with his family, the blessings of hours of pleasure in God's great open spaces.
I am a fiber scientist. DuPont created the synthetic fiber industry. We have built thousands of different shapes of fibers, clothing that feels better in the heat. DuPont Coolmax in the cold. DuPont Thermostat. It's important to make them better. We are just now learning how to make synthetic fibers that look and feel like wool, yet still can be washed in a washing machine. If there's no law in physics between me and my goal, I can get there. DuPont.
Tomorrow, Doug and Ann Porter will watch their only daughter walk down the aisle. The McDades will embark on a retirement journey to Scotland. And the Sweeneys will pack the last in a series off to college. Tomorrow, the dreams of many will be realized, thanks to a simple broker philosophy.
We must never rest in our commitment to the individual.
For those of us at Dean Witter, like Dave Rieger.
Dave, are you still working?
We measure success one investor at a time.
ID, please. Katie's back, Monday.
You've never seen anything like this in a desert before. What is it? These people believe it's a great American treasure. Judge for yourself. Watch the Sunday edition of NBC Nightly News tonight.
Michelle Pfeiffer goes primetime with the Muppets.
I'm a big fan of yours. Of course you are, dear. Where would you like me to sound?
This weekend on Extra.
Tonight at 6.
Do you have an invention or idea? Call us. National Invention Services. We're a clearinghouse for companies looking for inventions and ideas like yours. Our coast-to-coast computer network can put you together with the right company. We'll also help to patent your invention and present it to industry. No invention is too large or too small.
Call us now for your free Inventor's Kit. Call 1-800-9-INVENT.
The corporate wolves are hunting down contingent fee attorneys who protect retirees, small investors, and consumers. The corporate wolves will run wild under Propositions 201 and 202, paying their corporate lawyers unlimited fees, and even requiring swindle consumers to pay the corporate lawyers' fees. Keep your contingent fee attorney protection. Give yourself a fighting chance against the corporate wolves. Join Ralph Nader and vote no on the terrible 200s.
Today in LA Weekend, this morning at 8.
Meet the Press has been sponsored by Dean Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time.
The world is now watching Meet the Press with Tim Russert. NBC News, now more than ever.